Hey, Drew.
I didn't mean for that hey to sound so seductive.
I'm seduced.
Okay.
I'm in a constant state of seduction, though.
There we go.
I can't.
You need to see a doctor about that.
No, doctor, he'll seduce me.
Oh, that's true. What a catch-22.
Yeah, I can't go because I'll be seduced by a doctor.
Because
You know
I'm in a constant state of seduction, and I got to see a doctor, but doctors are my number one turn on.
Doctor, you don't say it. You go to the doctor. You know the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
Do not seduce. Don't seduce.
Yeah. And then they do it. Such hypocrites.
Well, hey, look, we're back. It's like we never even relapsed. Well, me. But by that, it's really like Drew and I, like one person.
Yeah. Well, we talked about,
did.
we foreshadowed this, your relapse in the first episode when we said that you relapsed more than I did.
Yeah, it was a bit, it was a very obvious foreshadowing.
You don't really relapse more than I do. I'm done with my relapsing. I relapsed count, I lost count. But that was all in my 20s. You're still in your 20s.
I'm almost out.
Yeah. You're almost fresh
out of the dangerous. You know the terrible 2s? How about the terrible 20s?
Yeah.
The relapsing 20s.
You're relapsing 20s. Yeah, it's safer to be in the program than out, in my experience.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, who knows, that last kind of going out might be your last time.
Yeah, and it got pretty dark out there.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, me too. I feel really actually back. Saturday, I wasn't quite finished last time we met, so it's like this is the real coming back episode.
I know you said so.
Oh yeah, damn it, I did. Did I say it on the pod?
You're like, maybe I'll just, till the next week. And I'm like, but don't though.
Yeah.
And you're like, I am. And I'm like,
well,
that's the alcoholism.
If you were my sponsor, I wouldn't have gone out that night.
Rump.
And it was bad. I'll tell you what, it was bad. Smoked crack, and it was the worst crack ever smoked.
You go back on Grindr to get that?
No, I didn't. I went to the most dangerous part of Edgewood. It was dangerous.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's that text I sent you. I sent Drew a very scary text. And this is not to make light of this. This is just we're on the other side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy to be light of it. That's why in AA meetings people laugh so much, because you're on the other side of the horrific awfulness. But when you're going through it, I sent Drew a very dramatic
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. I sent Drew a very dramatic text.
Do you go to Edgewood, like the young urban part of Edgewood where they're racing cars? They do donuts?
Yeah, but no, like a street over is it's very dangerous and scary.
Well, I'm glad you came back from the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to turn this hat backwards because it's different.
Hey, my name's Drew and I'm an alcoholic.
Drew, that's Drew. He's an alcoholic.
Who are you?
Taylor. And I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And a drug addict.
Sometimes. Most of the time. Pretty much all the time.
100% of the time, I am 100% of the time.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic 100% of the time. Real quick, Drew, unless I'll say it. Do you want to say the...
Drew, you say so? Oh, the PSA.
The PSA? Do you want to do the PSA? I always do the PSA.
Let me drum it up from previous episodes. Sober Boys, Drew... Millipede. Look on the ground. No, look at the ground. Millipede. We got a guest. Here's our guest for the day. It's a millipede. I got a real big millipede problem in this apartment.
What's going on with your millipede?
I don't know. I had ants. They killed them all.
PSA. Sober Boys podcast. You don't have to do it at the same time I'm doing it. It's going to be distracting for the 30 people listening. Sober Boys podcast in no way represents any now you got me all tripped up. Sober Boys podcast in no way represents the views and opinions of the Central Office of Alcoholics Anonymous or any other 12-step program. This is merely a
conjecture.
Your Honor. Opinion-based podcast for fun, but we also seek to help those who are struggling. But these are views and expressions and opinions. Views and opinions expressed solely by the Sober Boys, Taylor and Drew. I also got distracted because did you just vacuum up that millipede?
Yeah. He's got.
It's so mean.
What am I supposed to squish him?
Just let him be.
There's so many. They're coming out of the walls.
In your apartment?
I'm finding a lot. I have lived in this apartment for over a year, and millipedes just showed up.
So I have trouble seeing millipedes out in the wild.
And now I've just got loads of them. I don't know. They're kind of cute though. That right? Millipedes. They're like the
which
cute
ones?
bug?
Which are the ones that sting?
Centipede. Oh, earwigs.
There's like a
scorpions.
My con man grandfather.
Oh, con man grandma.
My con man grandfather. When they had various different living spaces because he was a con man.
Yeah.
And so
You need to divulge that more.
No, I'll talk about it later. Anyways, they had a cabin one time when I was a small child. This is where I learned how to play GoldenEye on N64. Yeah. But there's this big old millipede that was like venomous and stung people. What is that?
Oh, in the game?
No. Oh. In the woods. Sorry. We went outside and played, and then there was a millipede, and they're like, "Watch out, that's poisonous," and it was big. And I don't know. I don't know nothing about no bugs. Was it
scary? Did you see the Jack Black King Kong?
A long time ago.
Do you remember the big scary bugs in the
Yeah, maybe.
Was it that scary?
It was pretty bad. It was big.
Fast?
Yeah, it was fast. Anyways, what'd you do to stay sober today?
Man, I did a lot more than I've been doing.
Hey, all right.
I prayed.
That's a Snoop Dogg way of saying pray.
I prayed. I got on my knees. I prayed. I think. Can't remember. I called a lot of guys today. I talked to like 7 guys today.
Got down with them boys.
I talked to you and other people, a bunch of other guys.
Devin.
And now we're here.
Skorg.
Yeah, Swordman.
Oh yeah, Dangerous Nights crew.
Yeah, the whole Dangerous Nights crew.
The whole Dangerous
program. Nights crew. It's the day. Dangerous is spelled with 2 A's, capitalized.
Oh,
you get it?
We're gonna start a new meeting called Dangerous Nights Crew with the 2 A's.
That honestly, we could. I was in a meeting recently where someone was saying, "Go out and start new meetings." Maybe it was at the men's
It was at Boys to Men.
Boys to Men on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't there though.
Two meetings ago.
It was 2 meetings ago.
I think.
I wasn't there 2 meetings ago.
I don't know. It was at a meeting.
I was somewhere else. You were at that same meeting. Someone said, "Go start meetings."
We did. This is a meeting that we started. No one's allowed. Just us 2.
This is a really closed meeting.
People have asked to be guests, and we're like,
we're barely guests.
Yeah, we're having a hard enough time as it is.
Give us like 50 or 100 episodes.
At least let us get through the first 164.
Right. Yeah, the first.
I'm having a hard time enough getting through the first one in 64 with one of my sponsees.
Having a hard. Yeah.
He's just like feels better and doesn't want to call me no more.
Oh, is it? Do I know him?
Yeah.
Oh, so like know him more than any other sponsees?
Yeah.
Huh. He does seem like he's doing better though.
Yeah, that's the point. That's good.
So I guess you cured him.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm just being butthurt. Yeah, he graduated.
Dang.
PSA, you don't graduate from this thing. It's best if you call your sponsor at least, twice a week.
Yeah. I'm after a recent relapse, I got to call my sponsor. Like he said I should call him once a day, which I'm doing. And it's good. And I'm working with the same sponsor, and it's very good. It's good.
That's a big suggestion, to call your sponsor once a day, especially as they're coming back or new into it.
But I have experience in the program, and I know, because this isn't my first pony rodeo.
No.
So,
it's hard for you to call your sponsor?
No. It's not a hard suggestion for me to take.
Oh, okay.
I'm suggestible.
Yeah.
I'm seductible and suggestible.
Got to be contactable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on that too, but.
Yeah. Yeah, the once a day thing for your sponsor, that's just kind of like helping develop routine.
Yeah.
Wake up, make your bed, do the 2 prayers, call your sponsor, call another alcoholic.
What's the System of a Down song? Wake up. Something about makeup.
Makeup. You wanted to.
Yeah. Something about wanting to, make up, and waking up.
That was like almost 20 years ago.
What's your what have you used to stay sober today?
I prayed a little bit. I went to a meeting that I haven't been to in a long time. Shout out High Noon in Virginia Highlands.
High Noon, they let you smoke weed. Just kidding, they don't.
No, that's some. I bet you there's some meetings in California that do that.
I can't imagine.
It's not suggested to try any other extracurriculars in this thing, but
I've been talking to this
teach their own. I guess
this older guy recently about because for me he says it's. Like before he got sober, he started taking hydrocodone to try to not drink.
Yeah,
it's from
scary.
The train to the bus, and it's just like for me, my experience is one thing leads to the other thing, leads to the other thing.
One of my relapses was through hydrocodone. I was dog sitting, and I happened upon some pills in a bathroom, and I was like, "What do we have here?" I was like, "I wonder if it feels the same as it did before."
Gotta test it.
It sure did.
You're just eating.
And I was off.
And they're saying you're just eating your alcohol.
Yeah, different. The joke is in alcohol, different forms. Cocaine is powdered alcohol.
Yeah, it is. I do appreciate in AA meetings in Atlanta, people. I know singleness of purpose, but people are people are down with when people talk about drugs.
Usually, if you're an alcoholic, you like other stuff too.
Yeah, because you primarily drink, but you still like drugs.
Anything to get me feeling different or helping me ignore the problems of my life, I'll get down with that.
Have you ever? I've done it in a sober stint. Like I've been had a cold. I'm like, ooh, an excuse to take NyQuil.
Maybe when I was younger, but I realized I take the pills.
Oh, okay.
Like Dayquil and NyQuil pills. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If you're one of these, you'd be like, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah. But I don't know. Tylenol cold is just anything over the counter pill wise. But I do not take the syrups because that's straight up alcohol.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought they got alcohol out of it.
You will just double check. They might have alcohol-free NyQuil and Dayquil, but the regular NyQuil and Dayquil is like 15% alcohol.
It's like Four Loko before Four Loko.
Yeah. You're robo-tripping. That's the same thing.
I think I did that once, and it made me feel awful.
Yeah.
Like the next day? Like you're tired for a day after.
I feel like I've talked about this before where I've chugged mouthwash.
Oh, yeah, you did. I was thinking about that the other day.
I just had to keep it down. And then I was like, all right, I did the trick. I feel awful.
Oh, and then
the next day I threw up blue.
Oh.
It was like sports drink out into the
Hey, Blue
toilet.
Man Group?
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Blue Man, you know that new thing you've been looking for? Yeah. Listen to this. Yeah. And I also sent the video because it makes more sense if you see the blue part.
That's a good Back to the Future riff. Blue Man Group combo. Oh, man. Wow.
It's your cousin, Marvin Blue Man.
Wow.
That's a great comedy tool.
That would probably be like I haven't watched the show in a long time, but like a Family Guy flashback where they combine Blue Man Group, Back to the Future, and whatever else we were referencing.
Are we gonna read the book today?
I guess so. I guess we can get back into it.
We were in How It Works. We were just getting through chapter step 4.
Wow, step 4. My book broke since I used it.
Yeah, we were like, your book broke, my book's broken. Look at that shit.
It's not a competition.
If it was, I would win because this doesn't even attach to my freaking book no more.
That's nuts.
I gotta look at the page and make sure it fits right in there.
Does it?
Yeah, it got munched up by a bunch of bookworms.
Oh no! Bookworms are people, not real worms. Where were we?
No, bookworms are real.
They are?
Yeah.
Worms that go in books?
Uh-huh. They're tiny little worms that munch on them papes. I swear to God.
This is a true thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You should look it up sometime.
Is it like moths? You know how moths chew your food?
Yeah, but they're like little cute little worms and they wear glasses.
No.
They don't wear glasses, but they should.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
We just went through how one writes their inventory list.
Oh, yes.
For a recap.
What page are you on?
66.
Okay. Do tell. There we go. I got it. Oh wait, we were on 68. I have that dog-eared. Sorry.
You were?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's the only reason that would be dog-eared.
So we talked about how we were sore at Mrs. Brown. She's going to tell my wife of my affair. Yeah. And shit like that.
Yeah.
We talked about how step 4 is all about writing down your resentments.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about the street test that I use. The street test is think of a person, place, or thing or institution. And if you were to come across that person, place, or thing or institution, you feel negatively emotionally charged.
Yeah.
And that's something you got to write down and address.
Have you ever been resentful at an animal?
Florida Gator. Fuck them.
Yeah, but that's an idea. That's an institution.
Fuck them. Fuck them Florida Gators.
I also don't like Florida Gators.
Animal.
Like you ever get scratched by a dog or a cat?
Oh, yeah, nothing in real life. Maybe, no, I can't say that because this podcast. Never mind.
We can, but now he started. That's funny.
No. Realistically, no. I've never been resentful.
Okay.
That's the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Auburn Tigers sometimes.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Okay. Got to the bottom.
But and if we're talking realistically now, have you been resentful towards snake done ever jumped up and got you?
My friend's dog bit me in middle school.
That
hurt.
What a bitch.
It was a girly dog, so real girly dog. Bit me right on the thigh. It really hurt. It was a dog like this big too, and it just like bit me.
It's the small ones always because they feel like they have to protect themselves because they feel like they're threatened by anything larger than them, which is everything.
And small dog, they can still bite hard.
Yeah, but you understand why they bite because they're scared.
They're very afraid.
So you understand why people act out. Because they're scared. Just imagine when you're dealing with resentments that it's just a small little yippy dog.
We're not giving.
Everybody got that dog in them, and it's a lot of times it's a small, tiny little yippy dog.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to have me forgive the dog. I'm not making amends to that dog.
You should buy that dog some flowers. It's probably dead by now.
The dog did die.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It ain't going on.
I'm glad it's
not all dogs.
What am I going to go to its gravestone?
Not all dogs go to heaven.
Give an amends to a gravestone. Have you done that? Given amends to a gravestone?
No, that sounds pretty emo.
No, I mean people do it like if someone's dead and you have to give an amends.
I know, but I just imagine like an emo music video.
What's the furthest you've gone?
Like a black umbrella in the rain, be like,
"Yeah,
right, yeah, just say I'm sorry."
But it's only raining over them.
Yeah,
just a small cloud raining on them.
What was your original question you were asking? What's the
furthest you've ever ridden for an amends? Gone for an amends? How far?
Gosh,
geologically speaking.
I haven't driven very far. I've met people in person and stuff, and they've agreed to meet me in person. But anybody that lives outside the state, I'm perfectly fine with contacting them through interwebs and phone calls.
Yeah, I did. That is what's cool about. I do appreciate my spot. It's like we have the internet. We have some amends you don't need to go. I'm sure some big book thumpers are like, you gotta go to the moon to see that astronaut you wronged.
Yeah.
But we have phones.
He came back. No, you gotta go to meet him. That's his favorite place.
Yeah.
You gotta go to a place where he feels comfortable.
It's $1 billion.
I don't think you understand. Like, we haven't been to the moon in years.
Yeah.
They're having trouble getting there. That's what's fueling the conspiracy that we never went to the moon. Gotta go to the moon. Sorry.
Gotta go to the moon. And if you don't, you're gonna drink again.
Yeah, that's.
Spilled coffee all over me.
Oh yikes!
I'm wearing my work clothes.
You look great.
Thank you.
Like I said, you look like a type. If you hop on that grinder, you'll disappoint.
I can't get back on Grindr. Yeah. You know what happened last time?
I know.
I bought methamphetamine.
We talked about that. I just thought that was funny.
It is hilarious.
Okay, so first step includes the resentment that I talked about. Where you do your test. At least I did that test for me. You write that down. You go through that. And then you do a fears inventory. What you afraid of? I wrote snakes on mine.
That's legitimate. Snakes will bite.
I'm very Indiana Jones about that. But you also you focus on emotional fears.
Are you afraid of moving an object? If you don't replace it real quick, a boulder's going to chase you through the caverns?
No, but I am afraid of little Indian kings in caves.
Yeah.
And Nazis.
Yeah. Definitely Nazis.
Yeah, and CGI monkeys.
There is a new...
And Shia LaBeouf as my son.
There is a new Indiana Jones coming out.
Yeah, I heard it's just okay. That's a shame.
Damn it.
So let him retire.
He can't. He's got to crash planes and.
Yeah, capitalism made him not retire. Anyway, so we got our fears inventory, resentment inventory, sex inventory.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, they'll talk about it. And they're like, we'll get there and be like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Just like do your best judgment.
Yeah.
And then harm's done inventory.
Yeah.
Who'd you hurt? Be specific.
Yeah.
So this is that work done in the 4 steps. Yeah. So we're going to get the top of 68. All right. We reviewed our fears thoroughly. We put them on paper, and even though we had no resentment in connection with them, we asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Self-reliance was good as far as it went, but it didn't go far enough. Some of us once had great self-confidence, but it did fully solve the fear problem or any other. When it made us cocky, it was worse. Perhaps there was a better way. We think so. There's got to be a better way. We think so. That was not written in this book. Back to the book. We are now on a different basis, the basis of trusting and relying upon God. We trust infinite God rather than our finite selves. We are in the world to play the role he assigns. So that's that psychic change. We're not selfish assholes anymore. We're trying not to be selfish assholes. We're trying to be useful people.
Yeah, useful assholes.
Yeah. We'll still be assholes. We make mistakes,
but useful.
As more useful assholes than we were before. Back to the book. Just to the extent that we do not think he would have us and humbly rely on him, does he enable us to match calamity with serenity. We never apologize to anyone for depending upon our Creator. We can laugh at those who think spirituality the way of weakness. Paradoxically, it is the way of strength. The verdict of the ages is that faith means courage. All men of faith have courage. They trust their God. We never apologize for God. Instead, we let him demonstrate. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not.
Instead, we let him demonstrate through us what he can do. We ask him to remove our fear and direct our attention to what he would have us be. At once, we commence to outgrow fear. So that's, we're always going to have fears.
Yeah.
And we cannot rely on ourselves to solve such problems.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of courage to trust something that we can't see to help us out.
Absolutely. That's what happened to me during this. One of the many things that maybe might have happened during this relapse. I don't know. Hindsight doesn't always feel 20/20 to me on a relapse.
Look at that. That's pretty poignant. I like that. Throw that on a bumper sticker.
Yeah. Hindsight. Hindsight isn't always 20/20 after a relapse.
Asterisks.
Yeah.
My name's Taylor Neely, and I've relapsed multiple times. No, continue. That's poignant.
One of the things, it just like, I do know that I wasn't relying on God for feeling the way I was feeling. I was trying to, I was feeling hopeless, and like that job I was doing was never going to end. And I wasn't reaching out and I was telling people how I was feeling, but I was kind of just base level.
Maybe you weren't listening when people were giving I don't know.
I wasn't listening to myself.
Yeah.
One of the things I was talking to my sponsor about we were talking about, it's real easy to be, we might have talked about this on the phone today, but it's real easy. The point I'm at, I imagine you're at, it's real easy to be honest with other people now. It's not that hard to not lie and deceive people at this point in my life.
Yeah, because I'm not fucking up anymore.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to be honest with myself. Yeah. And I wasn't honest with myself enough to be like, oh, you got to call someone and actually ask for genuine help. Not just like, hey, I feel bad, and then move on with it. I needed to ask for suggestions. I needed to ask God, like, God, show me the truth of what I should be doing right now, because I just got stuck in felt like a hamster wheel of I'm not going to get out of this.
Yeah, I think you got stuck in doing your work outside of AA and stuff like that, and got imbalanced. And from the outside looking in, the solution a lot of times for me when I'm feeling stuck is action, which is working with another alcoholic and helping in any way I can in meetings. Yeah. But you are already doing physical taxing labor. Yeah. And so you probably already felt in your head, you're like, I'm already doing action. Yeah. Right. But it just wasn't the action that was ultimately going to help sound corny, help your spirit. Yeah. Help you in a spiritual way. Yeah. Cause I felt very spiritually lost, and I felt like, it felt like I shared this with someone about it felt like our friend, that guy, I love that guy. I was talking to him about I was in a state of I want the world to stop outside of this job, and I want the world to stop until this job is done. I don't want reality to happen at all until I finish what I need to do. And it felt like I was living in this weird limbo of the real world isn't happening. I'm so focused on this. Yeah. Everything else in my life just isn't happening. Yeah. And that's what kept you from doing the stuff in the program that was helping you stay consistently kind of sober and whole, I feel like. Yeah. And now we know it'll never happen again. So well, I mean, if you stay within the action of the program and you stack days together, it probably will never happen again. Stacking them days. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. My favorite euphemism, or I don't know, for making money is stacking cheddar cheese. Yeah. My friend said that to me once and lost my mind. Yeah, just think that's what we're doing. We're spiritually stacking that cheddar. Yes. And when we're reading this and there's talking heavily on God, it's my Gen Z coming out. What can I do? That's okay. I won't tell anyone you did that. When it talks heavily on finding a higher power and talks about God, if you're new to this thing, it's understandable that this would probably lose you. Yeah. But tough shit. Sorry. This is how I stay sober. Go back to the episode we did about we agnostics. Yeah, man. God. This is how I stay. God is just the tip of the spear, tip of the iceberg. It's a big old iceberg. You just shut up about it. Yeah. Sit all the way down. The image of my higher power becomes foggier every day. Oh yeah? But I still Not like, I don't know what to do.
Like
it's more like, I don't, it's not finite, but I know it's in the program. It's in relationships.
Like my new favorite emoji, the guy in the clouds.
I love that
one. No. It's an emoji and he has clouds around his face.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Here it is. I'll flash it on here. I'll put it there in post. Just kidding. I probably won't. I don't know. We'll see if I remember to.
Who knows?
It's all right. It's okay. We don't have to do anything. We're good.
You want to talk about sober? You want to talk about sex, baby?
Yeah.
You want to talk about?
Okay.
All right. Continue.
Remember when we said how easily I get seduced? Now I'm attracted to this book.
Sorry.
Okay, here we go. Back to the book.
We're still on page 68. By the way, if anybody's new listening to this, we're reading the first 164 pages of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Man, we going slow. We rolling though. At the same time.
I relapse. Cut us some slack.
Fucking relax.
Hey, if you get negative comment about going slow, you know how close I am to the edge. You better watch.
Do you know how barbecue works?
Yeah. No. What do you? Oh, slow and low.
You gotta go low and slow.
Oh, cool. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
I do know how barbecue works. I knew that the whole time.
Go for it. Let's talk about sex.
Now about sex. Many of us needed an overhauling there. But above all, we tried to be sensible on this question. It's so easy to get way off the track. Here we find human opinions running to extremes. Absurd extremes, perhaps. I do like this, actually, this section, how it's written. Mm-hmm. Bill's, how he wrote it, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, he walks on eggshells a little bit.
Yeah, but I like it.
Okay.
Okay. Here we find absurd extremes, perhaps. One set of voices cry that sex is a lust of our lower nature, a base necessity of procreation. Then we have the voices who cry for sex and more sex, who bewail the institution of marriage, who think that most of the troubles of the race are traceable to sex causes. They think we do not have enough of it, or that it isn't the right kind. They see, Bill, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by
He's like, well, you know, we're all into different things.
You know, when you kiss, and sometimes when you don't kiss.
And Bill's like, if I write it, just maybe somebody will like give me notes.
Bill, have you had sex, Bill?
You don't have any kids.
Yeah.
And your wife, is everything all right at home, Bill?
Yeah, we kiss all the time.
Yeah, with our lips.
What do you do? Are you not kissing with your lips?
I throw a tongue in there.
Yeah.
I mean, like normal.
Yeah, like normal guys.
Anyways, I'm going to continue writing my sex part.
You're interrupting me. I got to write this book.
Back to the book.
God, someone's horny much. They see its significance everywhere. One school would allow man no flavor for his fare, and the other would have us all on a straight pepper diet.
That's a white person way of saying spicy.
Yeah. Oh, spicy diet. Is that what he's saying? The spicy diet?
One person would have no sex, the prude, the square. The other person would have all the sex.
The spicy.
The Mormon.
Caribbean.
Old school Mormon.
The
Caligula. That's the word I was trying to look for.
Whoa.
The Caligula.
Yeah. It's the guy with all the arms.
Yeah. No, he's a Roman Emperor Roman emperor that didn't give a shit about Rome.
Okay.
He just gave a shit about them sex orgies.
He's a real guy?
He was a real Caligula about it.
Dang. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
Real straight pepper diet guy.
Yeah, or the who's the people that do circles around Stonehenge?
Midsummer.
Yeah, Midsummer cults, but it starts with a D. I'm drawing a blank.
Deities.
No. Around Stonehenge.
Is that a real thing?
They're around Stonehenge. They came up with the
demonic?
first winter solstice.
Oh, don't know.
They're going around Stonehenge.
Should we go to Google? Google? I think it's going to kill you if we don't find out. It's killing the audience.
This is killing me. Sorry, continue reading.
Okay. Drew will figure it out.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you. We'll circle back.
I'm going crazy. I completely forgot.
We want to stay out of this controversy. We do not want to be the arbiter of anyone's sex conduct. We all have sex problems. We'd hardly be human if we didn't. What can we do about them? We reviewed our own conduct over the years past. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, or inconsiderate? Well, that sounds similar to earlier in the book. Oh, no, later okay.
Pagans.
Step 10 and 11. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not start with a D.
No.
Pagans. Oh, but they did the circles?
There's one that starts with a D that I'm blanking on.
Derelict.
Not dragons.
Oh wow. It was a circle of dragons. Man. Okay. Whom have we hurt? Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness?
Druids.
I
can pay it. Now I can focus.
The little tiny people?
Golly. I just could not get druids out of my head, and I couldn't think of the darn words. I need to start doing brain games. That's terrible.
Duolingo.
What about druids? Okay, one would be Puritan prudes.
Yeah.
That four walls and that moved to America to be assholes and just be like no sex for anybody. Slap, slap, slap. Shame, shame, shame. And the other people would be druids and a sex orgy or Caligulas. Continue.
Druids, I think of like woodland creatures, though.
Yeah, but they're all having sex.
Are they like gnomes?
No, they're real people in like Ireland and stuff, and they made Stonehenge happen. Pagans and druids, and they made the major Christian practices of Christmas.
Think about this.
Winter solstice.
Gnomes?
Bringing a tree inside that's like a pagan druid thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But think about this. Noam Chomsky.
Mm.
Is he secretly
the smartest? If you look at him.
Yeah, he is old.
Yeah.
Well, he's like a communist like.
He wrote Romeo and Juliet, right?
No, that's a good movie. That's a really good movie. Nomeo, wherefore art thou, Nomeo?
Did Gnome Juliet kill herself at the end?
It's canon.
That's for children, though.
It's canon. Yeah, but it's canon.
I'm sorry. I did this. I got us way off track. It was my own brain. I apologize. Let's talk about Bill's awkward sex paragraphs.
I'll keep going, and you'll read a little bit, and then we'll get off track again.
Yeah.
Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness? Where were we at fault? What should we have done instead? We got this all down on paper and looked at it. In this way, we tried to shape a sane and sound ideal for our future sex life. We subjected each relation to this test. Was it selfish or not? We asked God to mold our ideals and help us to live up to them. We remembered always that our sex powers were God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor to be despised and loathed.
All about that balance. There you go, Bill.
All about that bass?
All about that? No, we don't want that in our heads now, do we?
I don't know that song. So,
we don't want no trouble here. It's from the song. We reviewed our own conduct over the years past. Where have we been selfish, dishonest, or inconsiderate? Whom had we hurt? Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness? That's the you just read that, but I'm re-emphasizing that. That's what we're looking for in our inventory.
Yeah.
That's the importance.
Yeah.
We want to see it's another harms done list, and it's just more specifically
our part in things.
Through sex.
Our part in things.
Yep.
Drew, it's your turn to read. I think.
Whatever our ideal turns out to be, I'm back to the book. We must be willing to grow toward it. We must be willing to make amends where we have done harm, provided we do not bring about still more harm in so doing. In other words, we treat sex as we would any other problem. In a meditation, we ask God what we should do about each specific matter. The right answer will come if we want it.
That's right.
God alone can judge our sex situation. Counsel with persons is often desirable, but we let God be the final judge. We realize that some people are as fanatical about sex as others are loose. We avoid hysterical thinking or advice.
Now, do you think God knew what, or do you think Bill knew? Do you think Bill knew? I just called it Bill God. Do you think Bill knew what he was doing when he said this about, we realize some people are as fanatical about sex as others are loose.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very sexy thing Bill wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't been sexy this entire chapter.
Yeah, and then he held back. He was like, anyways, just rely on God.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's talking about
himself hot and bothered?
Pussy? What? You think he's talking about pussy?
No, then he would have said, this is bad. But he would have said, we realize that some are as tight about sex and others are loose.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Sorry, Bill.
You gotta go write that on your sex inventory that you did you're naughty. You're a naughty little kid. I'm just trying to. Bill's like, fuck, I gotta write this freaking sex thing.
Yeah.
Ugh, people are gonna joke about it. What page should I write this sex thing on?
Yeah.
What page should I write this whole thing about sex? Anyways, we're done with page 69.
Yeah. Oh man, that's right there. That's hilarious. That's a good little Easter egg. I'm sure That's never been talked about in an AA meeting before. That's a really good.
Page 69.
That's
to
smart.
learn about what Bill thinks about what you should do about sex.
That's fun. Oh, you mean the whole thing?
What?
Like the whole thing, being on whatever. I didn't realize it was on 69 the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, you dirty dog.
He's a dirty dog. He's silly.
Silly dirty dog.
Anyways, suppose we fall. And that back to the book. Suppose we fall short of the chosen ideal and stumbled. Does this mean that we're going to get drunk? Do you think when he says, suppose we fall the chosen ideal and stumble is like coming too soon? You start.
Yeah, so these are all euphemisms. It's all euphemisms.
This is bad.
No, I like the
Does this mean we are going to get drunk? Well, I never get to talk about this with a sponsee because I'm trying to help them save their lives.
You're not trying to turn them on.
Yeah.
You're not trying to 13 step them.
Some people will tell us so. But this is only a half truth. It depends on us and our motives. If we are sorry for what we have done and have the honest desire to let God take us to better things, we believe that we will be forgiven and we will learn, and we have learned our lesson. If we are not sorry, our conduct continues to harm others, we are quite sure to drink. We are not theorizing. These are facts about our experience. Facts on facts on facts on facts.
That's right.
To sum up about sex, we earnestly pray for the right ideal, for guidance in each questionable situation, for sanity and for strength to do the right thing. If sex is very troublesome, we throw ourselves the harder into helping others.
Bill, you were doing such a roll with like sprinkling it in there, and then you just had to drop that.
We think of we think of their needs and work for them. This takes us out of ourselves, and it quiets the imperious urge.
Oh my goodness!
When to yield. Bill. Would mean much heartache.
That's about edging.
I'm going to take away the euphemisms. Yeah. And this actually highlights exactly what I was talking about in terms of action. Yeah. When he says, for guidance in each questionable situation, for sanity and for strength to do the right thing. If sex is very troublesome, we throw ourselves the harder into helping others.
Yeah. You were saying that to me earlier.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Remember that time a couple minutes ago?
Well, it's in the book. What I've been talking to guys about recently is for what I'm going to do this time around, and I mean, just what I'm going to try. I don't know. I can't speak for what I'm going to do for the rest of the time, but... You
can just speak for what you're doing today.
Yeah.
And then you will have goals, which is great.
I'm just trying to work more directly out of the book and get more direction, good orderly direction from this book, which is I've strayed away from. And I've never been like a work out of the big book strictly, but I think it's worth a try.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we are doing it.
We have been reading through the book.
I know, but I
know what you're saying.
I'm in my daily practice.
I got you. I'll finish it up.
Do you feel reprieved today?
Oh, I'm reprieved like a motherfucker.
I feel pretty reprieved today.
Yeah.
I feel daily reprieved.
Is that what we're going to say at the end of each show now? How reprieved do you feel?
Yeah. I'm so fucking reprieved.
I'm fucking reprieved right now. All right, back to the book. We're going to finish this chapter. If we have been If we have been thorough about our personal inventory, we have written down a lot. We have listed and analyzed our resentments. We have begun to comprehend their futility and their fatality. We have commenced to see their terrible destructiveness. We have begun to learn tolerance, patience, and goodwill toward all men, even our enemies. When we say goodwill toward all men, I always think back to hunting. Oh, I think back to Christmas.
No, I do too. I just think Goodwill.
Goodwill Hunting's a good movie.
I've never actually watched it all the way through. Don't even start with me.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
That is right.
It's not your fault.
It's not.
It's not your fault.
Stop it. I know that's from that movie.
It's not your fault.
I know that's from that movie.
Taylor's not your fault.
Okay.
My wife is dead, Chief. All right.
I don't know that part.
Moving on.
I don't know that part.
Want to go get a freaking Dunkin', bro?
I don't know that part.
You like apples? All right, I'm done. We'll go back to the book.
Are these from the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you like apples?
No, not really.
That messes up my whole thing. I guess you don't like these apples. I got a phone number.
Isn't that from something though, where someone says no?
Yeah.
What is that part from?
I don't know. It's comedians make fun of that part of the movie.
Okay.
Almost done with this chapter.
It's a Louis C.K. joke.
Yeah. Louis C.K. joke. Family Guy actually did it before him.
I know.
Yeah. Shout out to Family Guy, who I really don't like.
I loved Family Guy, and then when I hit like a certain age,
it's for 13-year-olds and nothing over 13.
It was wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just remember one night it being on TV, like, I don't like this anymore.
Yep. Back to the book. Patience, goodwill toward all men, even our enemies, for we look upon them as sick people. We have listed the people we have hurt by our conduct and are willing to straighten out the past if we can. We're not doing it quite yet. We're just willing to. In this book, in this book, you will read again and again that faith did for us what we could not do for ourselves. We hope that you are convinced now that God can remove whatever self-will has blocked you off from Him. So I'll repeat that: blocked you off. There's this. We're cleaning our street. We got clogged spiritual arteries.
We got clogs on.
We got clogs on. We're tap dancing.
And we can't
hear because we're
yeah.
Because we're forced to clog.
We're clogging
in the Tennessee wilderness.
The streets are clogged. Our arteries are clogged. Everything's clogged.
Yeah, with clogs.
You know what fixes it? Just a little bit of action.
It's a little bit of action. Taking those clogs off and relaxing.
Just take the clogs off. Just take the clogs off.
Oh my God, we're almost done.
I know, we're so close.
Blocked you off from Him. If you have already made a decision and an inventory of your grosser handicaps, we're almost done. We have made, you have made a good beginning. That being so, you have swallowed and digested some big chunks of truth about yourself.
You know what I wanted it to say instead of grosser handicaps?
Gooser
handicaps. I don't know what it means, but I just like some gooses.
Just think of a goose playing golf.
Yeah, we made it. We got it all the way through how it works.
And then we're going to go through chapter 6, which is into action. We've been talking about getting into action this whole entire time.
We've really been foreshadowing up a storm over here.
Holy shit. Ain't nothing but foreshadowing.
Ain't nothing but a foreshadow.
When you talk of the future, you just foreshadow.
Yeah, that's, yeah. When I was a kid, I learned what foreshadowing was. And I could start to pick it out. I thought I was so smart. Because I've said this before. I've never felt like a smart guy.
Allegories, magical realism.
Just stop it. I don't know what that is.
That wouldn't happen in the real world, but they treat it as such.
Yeah. Suspension of disbelief.
Well, that's just, that's...
Theater.
Stage right. Opposite of regular right.
House right. You mean house right or stage right? I don't know. I'm sitting in the house.
What's my freaking cue, bro?
Yeah. Come on.
Allegory, metaphor.
Theater of the absurd.
Dadaisms.
I don't know what that is.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol. Just kidding. Campbell's soup. You heard of it?
Impressionism. This is my impression of a guy from Brooklyn who talks about art like he thinks he knows everything.
Big shapes.
Small shapes. Cubism.
You see this big square on the wall that's blue. Looks like a third grader could have done it.
Yeah,
$55,000.
I dare you to test that paint so you could probably paint a realistic bowl of fruit in a fucking heartbeat.
You can't do it.
You
think you can do it? Look at me. Look at me. Give me a kiss. You can't do it.
That was my Uncle Tony. Always telling me about art and asking for kisses.
You look at me. Look at me. You see his paintings? Give me a kiss. Andy Warhol painted this. Andy Warhol.
Pablo Picasso was such a good painter. Give me a kiss. That he was so bored with doing regular paintings.
Please give me a kiss.
Give me a little smooch.
My lips are hungry. And if you look over here down the hall.
Salvador Dali?
More like Salvador. No, you didn't.
Said, unless you gave me a kiss, then you did. Old Uncle Tony. Oh, the memories.
I have an Uncle Tony.
Oh, yeah?
He's not like that at all.
Hey, give me a little smooch.
Give me a smooch.
Oh, that was great.
But then...
What is this? Where are we on?
We're at 44 minutes. But that's we start more like 42. We got to get to 50. We got to. We can't leave them hanging.
I think it's good.
Next week, we're going to do...
we're going to read more into the book
action.
next week.
It's... Yeah, we're not tied to any time, actually.
We're going to get into what the fifth step means, which is basically just reading all the work that you did with your first step with somebody, preferably a sponsor or somebody who's not there to judge you.
This time, my sponsor recommended doing my fifth step with not him.
Oh, with a priest? A man of the cloth, if you will.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that's not him. He just recommended it. He just suggested it. He said don't have to do that.
Do you do it on a podcast?
That'd be wild. I might go to jail.
No, we won't do that.
That would be fun.
That's not the point.
No, no, it's not.
That's really goes against it.
It goes against. The whole bag of dirt.
Uh-huh.
So into action next. What are you going to do tonight?
Just as not working. Clean the apartment. I've got a nice pork tenderloin.
Dang it.
That is...
Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Hey, pork tenderloin before you go in.
Salvador Dali always made a sweet, sweet pork tenderloin, thawed it out. Give me a little smooch.
My new favorite character.
Old grabby Uncle Tony.
What am I gonna do for dinner tonight? I'm probably gonna order out or something. Give me a kiss.
Got some nice orzo pasta. Gonna do a nice little light sauce with some gabagool. Give me a kiss. Fry it up.
Plate it up.
Slice the garlic real thin, paper thin.
Look at me. Give me a kiss.
Give me a little fat smooch.
Give me a smooch. Quit dilly-dallying.
30 people listening to this are going to be like, the fuck is
Give
going
me a
on?
smooch. People are going to start saying that to each other.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking to their mom on the phone. It's like, yeah, I'm coming to see you for the 4th of July. I'm really give me a kiss. I'm really excited to come see you and Dad and the dogs.
It's called subliminal advertising.
Yeah. Quit your belly aching.
The band Sublime sang all about it.
All right, I guess we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, well, you're feeling better, which is great.
Better, yes.
That's exciting.
Much better. I feel right back where I picked up off at.
That's great. We're all not concerned. We're just wanting you to be in a better place than where you were last week.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. You look and you sound, worlds better.
I feel much better.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And it just highlights we joke a lot about on this podcast and everything, but alcoholism and addiction is a really insidious disease.
Yeah.
And people are like, a disease? What? We read doctor's opinion. We told you what that meant. But it's really difficult when you can't see the suffering on the outside.
Yeah. It feels like something I can't control, which I can't control a disease.
Yeah.
It feels like something that's outside of myself that is working on me. I was talking to the guy I was talking to today something about like good and evil. I forget what he said, but he said he kind of...
What is a preacher on the street?
Yeah. It's like, there is good and evil in the world. Give me a kiss. And
Right, Uncle Tony.
Oh, yeah, it's Uncle Tony the whole time.
What was he talking about? Good and evil?
Something about good and evil and just like, I think calling alcoholism evil. I don't know. I forget. You know what? Forget it.
I mean, fuck me for judging.
Yeah.
But I did judge there. And people who were like, we talked about a God meeting. We're not talked about. Last meeting I was at, it was about your higher power, which was great. But one dude shared about, warding off the devil.
Okay.
And I was like, I like the devil. First of all, he's an equal opportunist. He, as a snake, he talked to Eve, and he's like, "You're not allowed to eat this fruit. It's good fruit. It's not bad for you. God made you wear you're naked, right?
Yeah, you look stupid.
Yeah, wear this. Like, there's so many things you can do for fashion. Yeah.
Just take a bite of this apple. Fashion doors open up.
Satan was just like an angel who was like, why are you being such a jerk to your creations?
Yeah.
And God was like, down.
The devil just stood up to a bully.
What?
The devil stood up to a bully.
A bully?
God was being a bully.
Oh, a bully.
Yes.
I heard the word like Ebola.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Old Testament God was a little bitch.
Yeah. Whoa.
There, I said
You can't swear on this podcast.
Old Testament God was just like an angry kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I don't like the way that they act around there.
Yeah.
I'm making rules. You can't eat these shrimp. It's dirty. Can't eat these pigs. They're dirty.
Not anymore, God.
Moses is all like, can I have a map to the promised land? He's like, maybe in 40 years.
This is good stuff. But to recap, yes, I feel worlds better.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to diminish or make light of a relapse, which that sort of thing is, I don't know, I could easily die doing that. To make it extra sad now. It's just like with fentanyl and stuff and drugs, it's very easy I could die. And that's the facts of the matter. And it's easy to make light of that, but it's a very real reality.
Yeah. I think everybody in our tight kind of like community and fellowship were really concerned. And there's definitely a sense of powerless. Man, you want to feel powerless. Like, if anything, I want to just like have you borrow my brain and get to that point of like how it feels to have the obsession lifted.
Yeah.
And I think you felt moments of that for sure. Like you've shared that, but just like to I wish I could like experience what I experienced because I used to relapse. I can't say this without sounding like, I don't want to try to sound like fucking superior or anything like that, but I was just like, I relapsed just like you were doing. And I wish I could let you borrow what made me stop. Yeah. Completely. Mm-hmm. But I can't really explain that bullshit. That's my higher power. Yeah. But we were all concerned. It was just, we were powerless and we just like wanted the best for you and we continue to do that. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, it's just, you know, stacking days together now.
Stacking the cheddar cheese of days.
You just got to stack that cheddar cheese.
Well, we got today.
Yep. We're reprieved as fuck today.
Yeah, we're pretty reprieved. Yeah. All right, we'll call it there.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Sorry, Bill, for making fun of how you wrote about sex.
Sorry we sexualized you, Bill.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job. It's tough because everyone has their own kinks.
Yeah, Bill, it's not like you were writing a sequel. There's just one of these. Yeah. And you wrote the best you could.
You're like, I don't know, man. Just like ask God.
Yeah. And sorry your book turns us on a little. What? It's not your fault.
We all have our own kinks.
Yeah. The original fan fiction. So, goodbye.
I thought the Bible's the original fan fiction.
That's true.
Yeah.